Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm back on the CT90 engine, stripping down the right hand side, the clutch side, and hopefully splitting the cases today. When I did the part 1 video, some of the footage was out of focus, especially the cylinder head and the spark plug, and I wanted to show you just how bad they were. So I'll do that again now. So I hope that's in focus. Today, I apologise for the other video, and you can see, just look how bad that combustion chamber is. The inlet valve is stuck open and it's just absolutely cram-packed full of nasty crud. And just look how nasty the spark plug is there. Absolutely full of nasty, horrible gunk. This would have to be one of the worst engines I've ever seen. I've loosened off the screws with the impact driver. Now I'll just remove all these fasteners. I'll turn off the camera. You don't need to see me using a screwdriver, do you? Let's try that. Let's see what surprises this side's got installed. Look at that. Just the same. Man, look at that. Just when you think you've seen everything, look at that oil pass pipe. Somebody's put it in the wrong way around. The spring needs to be in first. No, not going to work. Well, I managed to get this cover off. I ended up having to drill this stud. This screw came out. This one's still in there. I'll get that out later. They're notorious, so whenever you're taking these screws in, putting them back in, put some anti-seize or at least some oil on there. Stainless steel screws into alloy. It's a recipe for seizing. So I've got that off. Just a little nick on that, so that's hopefully okay. Let's just have a look at this oil strainer. And that's pretty cruddy. What I was saying about the oil pass pipe, if you look at the spring, how damaged that is, what usually happens is that fits in there with the pass pipe on the end so that it butts against the outside edge of the clutch cover, and so the oil gallery is connected and you can get a good oil feed through to your clutch and to your big end on the crankshaft. So the oil pass pipe is fast in the centre there. It's been put in the wrong way around. So spring first, pass pipe out second. So the strainer was pretty nasty, and also in here the centrifugal part. A lot of crud in there to be cleaned out. I've bent back the locking tab there. Now it's just a matter of undoing the castle nut with the clutch tool and removing the clutch. And as per usual, the nut's been chopped with the chisel. And I can now pull the clutch off. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Look at the rust inside of there. Well, obviously gear shift shaft is no good, but this mechanism, the spring, can possibly be reused. So this engine just keeps on giving. The screw on the end of the selector drum, the gear selector drum there, even with the correct JIS bits and an impact driver, it's seized solid. So that will have to be chiseled, drilled, chopped to get that off. That sticks proud, so you can't remove the selector drum until you've removed that. Let's take off the oil pump. It was seized, the shaft through to it was seized, so, and looking at the state of the rest of the engine, it will need to be stripped, cleaned, checked. Oh, what a nightmare of a thing that has been. It's awkward because I'm left-handed. Should have the camera on the other side, really, shouldn't I? Trying to keep my hands out of the way. There's a banjo bolt. Just try and there we go. And look at the state of the inside of that. And the inside of the actual oil pump itself. Rusty. Well, I finally got the screw to move. I had to drill it, chisel it, hammer it. Easy to see why on later versions they changed the JIS to a hex head. And I know a lot of people concerned that this screw, they don't want it to come undone because you can damage your gearbox. So the chances are this has probably been Loctited in place. Well, I was lucky that I was able to remove that screw with not damaging anything else. So only just a new screw needed. Now I'll just remove the bolts, split the cases. So let's see how difficult this is to separate. There are two dowels, and no matter how tempted you get, don't put anything in between there, because if you damage the surface there, you'll never get it to seal and you'll ruin or destroy your crankcase. So just take your time and give it some knock knock. Just about got it. No doubt this one will fight me all the way as well. Come. And what delights lie inside here. Much the same as the rest. Kickstart shaft. gears will lift out once I've taken the bolt out from the other side. I'll just lift the crankshaft out first. Nothing's happening easy on this, is it? There you go. There's the crankshaft out. Look at the rust on that. The rust. Is this engine savable? Is it worth saving? That's a good question. So now, it's got that bolt right down in there. Well, everything has been an absolute bugger on this engine. Well, I managed to get the piston off the con rod. That was a mission. I have to say, I know I said before this is the worst engine I've ever seen, but the internals are pretty good. I don't think these crankcases have been split before. So more cleaning, source up some parts. I know I definitely need a kickstart shaft, a gear shaft, piston, cylinder, probably a cylinder head. Clean everything up, have a good look through, and slowly start putting it back together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon in the next video.